All right, calling all ins. Most important point, are you facing a fish or regular? That's really important. If you're facing a decision, usually you have a time bank, look them up at SharkScope, all those common tracker sites, poker table ratings, official pokerratings.com, and so on and so forth. Type in their screen name. It's definitely worth to make an account on SharkScope and pay like $5 or $10 per month in order to have unlimited searches, so then you can find those players. Fish are never jamming as loose as regulars, so call tighter versus recreational players. They often limp or slash min raise with hands like Jack 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 suited with 10 to 50 big blinds. So their jamming range is very ace X, king X, and pocket pair heavy. Call very loose blind versus regular, especially less than 10 big blinds. Just stick to the Nash ranges there. In general, call tight versus 10 big blinds plus and very tight, 50 big blinds plus. Also against regulars, at least two hands tighter for every hand category that Nash suggests for 10 big blind jams. I would even go for two hands tighter, three hands against recreational players and two hands tighter for every hand category that Nash suggests for 10 big blinds and more jams. At least three hands tighter for every hand category Nash suggests for 15 big blinds and more. But again, less than 10 big blinds, you should usually stick to Nash, maybe call one hand tighter for every hand category. So maybe let's start with an example here. Cutoff jams around 8 big blinds. So let's see what we should call here. So as you can see here, when it's a very clear call, obviously we're not folding an ace, but against a recreational player, I would probably maybe fold here king 5 off, queen 8, jack 9 off, so one hand category tighter, maybe even king 6 off, call king 7 off, queen 9, maybe probably queen 10 off, jack 10 off, 10 9 suited, jack 9 suited, and queen 7 suited and better, and king 2 suited and better. Against regular, I would definitely call king 6 off, queen 9 off, 9 8 suited, 10 8 suited, jack 8 suited, and queen 6 suited, and also any suited king. I mean, so you already see the shorter we get, we shouldn't fold too much. Yet against recreational players, we can still make some adjustments. Against regulars, we should usually stick to Nash. So here with 10 9 suited, and that's what I meant earlier, making the odds call. Against regular, you have to call 9 9 suited, just to profitable. We're not so deep. It's just about 8 big blinds. You're not risking your tournament life. So, and if we lose, we still have 20 big blinds. 10 big blinds or 12 big blinds. I think it was a turbo tournament anyway. So here, just make the call and hope to win. Unfortunately, he had aces, but there's nothing we can do. So now, in order to strengthen even I do it every day. Every day I play, I analyze, I make 360 analyze. So I will see, okay, how does it change if the guy has 10 big blinds? So big blind 300, he has 3000 chips. So let's see what hands I could call with. So assuming he's a regular and he's jamming 36%, I'm supposed to call 33%. And I'm definitely avoiding the marginal calls, so definitely king 8 off, I'm folding jack 10 off, I'm folding jack 8, queen 8 suited, king 4 suited, 10 9 suited, I'm also folding. That would be my range here. Again, a chippy V, your opponent is jamming a lot of weaker holdings, so ace deuce off is a mandatory call. So here I would go one hand category tighter for 10 big blinds. Against the fish, I would definitely go two hand categories tighter. So I would also start folding here some of the weaker aces. I would fold king 9 off, queen 10 off, jack 9, queen 9, king 5, king 6 suited, and call something along the line of this range here. Because a recreational player, as I said, he's probably not jamming those hands, he's limping it or min raising, and maybe he's just jamming those kind of hands. And then you can see that all those calls are becoming very marginal. Again, don't confuse yourself, don't get overwhelmed. Oh, it's so much input, so many hands, so many ranges. It's just about avoiding crucial mistakes. I mean, if you're wrong and you make a fold, Jack 9 suited here and there, or you make the call, it's not going to cost you so much money. The thing is, you really want to make sure that you make those calls with Ace 5 off here, King 10 off, Jack 10 suited, which are very, very profitable calls. And now if you're deeper, let's say 15 big blinds, I'm even calling tighter against regulation pair, because most of the time then they're just really pushing Ace X hands, strongest broadways, pocket pairs, and maybe the strongest suited connectors. And against these ranges, we want to call fairly tight. So don't get confused by 2 hands tighter for every hand category. That basically means all the close calls. So in this example, I mean, you see that the offsuited aces, they're pretty clear calls. So here we're not getting tighter, but the King 9 off, the Queen 10 off, all those kind of calls. I already adjusted the range, assuming he's jamming. Let's go back to the Nash range, which is around 36%. And then we go tighter with those hands that are pretty close. So King 8, the offsuited kings, we fold King 8, King 9 off. Here Queen 10 off, so we are only folding Queen 10, Jack 10 off, 10 9 suited, Queen 8 suited, King 4, and King 5 suited. If it's too profitable, so for example here with the King 10 off, it's 1.24, or Queen Jack off, we just go for it. In general, you want to avoid around 0.20 to 0.3 calls. Or what you can do is you adjust the range right away if you don't want to work with the Nash range. The Nash range is always the range Holy Medusa calculator is giving you right away at the first place. So then we say, okay, we assume he's probably min-raising some of those hands, he's not jamming all of them, so we assume around 30%, which is pretty reasonable. And then we take a look, and then we see this is the range we should call. Now, since it's adjusted already, it's a calling range against the fish, we should also call those hands, right? You might also min-raise aces and kings frequently, so then you can see, okay, the offsuited aces against the adjusted ranges, besides ace deuce off, it's okay to fold King 10 off, Queen Jack off. Then you can see this should be our calling range against the recreational player. Facing reg though, jamming 36%, then we're calling this range. And now you can do the same for 15 big blinds or 17 big blinds, and the deeper you get, the tighter you should call against recreational players. By the way, and this is really important, so listen carefully, this only applies for late positions. So button versus blinds or small blind versus big blind. It doesn't apply for under the gun or MP because we're calling pretty tight anyway. So it really only applies against button and small blind ranges, and as you could see, only a little bit against cutoff, but there it's already quite limited because with hands like ace deuce offsuited, which are clear calls, we cannot go tighter when it's very profitable. So here and there you can apply it when you see, okay, offsuited kings are pretty close, then go 2 hands tighter. If it's for more than 10 big blinds, if it's for more than 15 big blinds, go at least 3 hands tighter. Again, those are just, don't take it for granted. Those are just estimations. Those are just guidelines you can use so that you know how to analyze those spots, how to adjust properly, especially when you're a beginner. If you're someone who's more advanced, more intermediate, and you have a lot of experience so far, you know how to put your opponent on ranges, then stick to that. This is more an advice for less experienced players who are struggling a lot to find the right calling ranges. So it's to make your life easy and to keep it simple. Yeah, sure, villain is not jamming 10 big blinds with queens and better. He might min-raise those hands or limp, yet he might also limp some of the weaker or min-raise some of the weaker hands in his jamming range. So all in all, it kind of balance itself or balance it out. So this is yeah, more or less not so important.